name is Graham King. We're outside the civic offices in Nina. We're holding a protest for the increase in rent in the council houses and the like. We're just gathering here now. We're expecting here at about 12:30. There's already Garda presence. There's just a drafter passing up here. We don't expect to be hassling too much, but we're not going to be hassling anybody. We're only getting our point across that people can't afford to pay the rent. You get an extra fiver in the budget taken off you, and some people 10 times over, and just it can't be done. So we'll have Mike Edwards there from Roscrea Hub in 2 minutes. He's just after coming in there from Roscrea, obviously. Other than that, not much here yet, but we're not due to arrive for a while yet anyway. So here's Mike.
Hi, I'm Mike Edwards. I run the Roscrea Community Hub, which provides free administration to community groups, and the Listening Cafe in Roscrea, which is a peer support for those with mental health issues. We're here today to talk about rents and what social housing means to communities and families. The problem with social housing in Tipperary at the moment is a lack of it, and the fact that the now CEO has decided it's going to become a rack rent system, in that, as some of the posters you will see today will show, some council tenants will be paying €520 a month. No repairs, no maintenance, no supports. At a time when we've 10,000 people homeless in this state, we are now faced with the possibility that people can't afford council rent. This will stretch onto HAP, onto RAS. We will see that those who are the weakest in society financially are the ones that have the burden placed upon them. And if we don't all stand together now and fight together, this will get worse. Thank you.
My name is Seamus Healy. I'm the Workers Unemployed Action TD for Tipperary. I'm here today to support council tenants who have had huge, savage in fact, rent increases over the last period of time, starting on the 2nd of July. Families have been hit by increases. I've come across them as much as €90 per week, which is huge. The other side of that is the council are now also refusing to do any repairs. The booklet issued, the tenant handbook issued recently by the council, has 7 pages of issues in relation to repairs and upgrading of houses. 6.5 of those pages are telling tenants what the council will not do, and the other half tell the tenant what they will do. So the council are upping the rents hugely, and also at the same time cutting back on the repair and maintenance of houses. This is simply unacceptable, and that's what we're here today for, just to call a halt to this, to tell the council and the CEO of the council, Joe McGrath, that this has to stop, and these increases should be deferred until the new national differential rent scheme is authorised and in place.
Councillor Pat English here, here to support the protest today in relation to the savage rent increase that have occurred over the last few months. We're here in solidarity with the people of Roscrea and Nina and the rest of the county. I'm a councillor for Clonmel district. I've seen firsthand the devastation that's occurred with the savage increases that have occurred over the last number of months. And we're asking the council officials to relook and recalculate the rents for occurrence to people who are being affected by up to 30, 40, 50, 60, in some cases €70 a week. So that's why I'm here today.
Right, a couple of cases from the Wren. I won't put names in, but I'll give you the background and the stories. This is the first case. Well, how are you? The rent went from €82.50 to €140. The person battled the council on a daily basis, eventually going homeless for 13 weeks due to the upstairs of the house going on fire. The council turned a blind eye to this, and the person's girls lost everything they had. That's clothes, toys, the whole works. Thankfully, the person got their 5 kids out of the house uninjured. However, the family was split up once they moved out. Landlord paid for everything to be fixed, and the only time they were ever contacted by the council was when they had to agree to pay the rent again. They never signed a contract due to living abroad for 12 years, so they only paid month by month. This person told me they had the opportunity to move to a bigger house with a bigger back garden, and the residents in question would have been €125 cheaper than what they were in by going private. The person said they'll have no problem telling the council when they're finished packing. So that's case 1. Case 2, quick one. They had problems from day 1 with their house, from the water to the flooring. She's paid everything herself for the last couple of years, has kept the receipts, and the council were only ever in to do one repair, and that was to replace the toilet, and that was it. No, I didn't get a rent increase, but again, it's only what they want to divulge themselves. Case number 3. This girl's rent went from €82 to €117.20. The woman has a husband on disability allowance, and she herself is on carers. She has 6 kids, and because both her and her husband both work, they'll never be afforded to buy the house outright because of the way the council do the buyout law, the buyout scheme. And at the moment she's standing €300 in arrears because they're looking to pay the backlogs, or the backlog in the rent and out the arrears, and this woman has never been in arrears in her life with anything, so you can imagine how she's feeling at the moment. Case number 4, the rent was increased. I know it might seem like a low increase. It was increased from €27 to €63.30. The woman has a household of 4 to feed, and when she's left, when the rent is paid and all, she has €90 left, and that's basically to feed 4 kids and her pay the bills. And she's also expected to clear her rent arrears at €70 a week. Case number 5 is just a rent increase of €55.20 to €83, and I think the girl has 3 kids. Both her and her partner are unemployed, and the council has demanded to change her standing order to €90 a week until arrears have been paid completely, and were basically unsympathetic when they tried to create a dialogue between the both. So that's some of the stuff that we've had to deal with the council. And it's not really the council, because I'll just say that the reason I actually have this protest today as well, there was a council meeting 2 days ago. There's no point in protesting a council meeting, because at the end of the day, the council didn't put the rent up. It was the county CEOs and assistant CEOs that put the rent up the way they did. So the councillors, most of them are with us, but we want them on our side, so there's no point in protesting and picketing their meetings. If they want to be with us, let them march with us, and that's what we want. I just see them lining up against that. Right. Anyway, I'll get back to you. Right.
On? Oh yeah, let's go. And that will do this.
Yeah.